Needed. We live now.
All right.
All right. Welcome to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I am your host, Yeshua Judah. We got Ayo Ben Yahoo as well.
Yeah.
We are back. It's another week, and I think we may have figured something out. Announcement will come within the week, though. Okay.
Oh, that's good stuff.
The announcement will be made later on in the week. We're gonna let it fill up a little bit, Ike.
Yeah, buddy.
Let it fill up a little bit. But how you doing, man?
Wonderful. The
Like
Most
to hear
High,
that.
Hamashiach is on the throne. The Comforter is here on the earth. As long as they at where they at, I'm gonna be where I be. I'm good. And from last time I checked, they ain't going nowhere. So hey, I'm good. How about yourself? How about yourself?
Same, man. I am wonderful. Most High is blessing us, man. Nothing to complain about. It's normal, as
All
usual.
praises.
Um,
All praises.
Back to work, I just can't,
Yep.
can't, can't say how excited I am about that. Wife doing good, children doing good, dogs doing good. So hey, man.
Everybody good. The whole fam.
Everybody doing good. It is good though to be here tonight. Announcements. You got something going on in Chi-Town?
I do.
I've been seeing it on Facebook.
Yeah. So before I get to that, we do have our family in the building. Friday, man, you got the Ahava album release at midnight. So we're gonna be celebrating family on the R&B hook side. We got the Shanaim Makayahu and his wife Shemaya, the mighty, righteous, powerful duo. We're gonna be having a listening party. So their album drops at midnight on all platforms on this coming Thursday night, 11:59, Friday morning at midnight. So at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, they're gonna be in the building. It'll be me, Sheer, Shanaim. We'll have a couple guests. That track list is crazy. You got
I haven't
ASAP,
even heard it yet.
man. You got the Mighty Samson on the track. You got ASAP Yasharel and Y'all on the track. They let me have a track on there. You got Zamar Yasharel. So I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear the remainder of the songs and this album. I already know it's gonna be fire. So we'll have them in the building. Now that is out of the way. May 30th, Chicago, Illinois. Mike Malice and the Royal Family, the Royal Gathering. I will be hosting this event. All praises for that. Now go to trgtickets.yahoo.com. This is a no charge event. Now, with that being said, you know how we is. Y'all need to listen. It is a no charge or free event, but you get up to 4 tickets per household. And Mike Malice and the media team over there at the Royal Family just ask if you're going to get tickets, please use them, because if not, somebody else could be using them again because it's a free event. Baffert Theater, doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. I want to say it's between from 8 to 11. Big homie Yerp will be in the building as we are in his hometown. You got Lady Yael will be doing the spoken word. You have Queen Carly bringing the hits, and then you have Queen Paris with her Pagan Ways. She had that viral hit a few years ago. A song called Pagan Ways that went viral. It's got right at I want to say almost 200 something thousand hits on YouTube and other platforms. So she'll be performing. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'll be hosting and I'm gonna do a couple little teams. So yeah, be in the building May 30th. Baffert Theater, Chicago, Illinois, 8 o'clock p.m. The Royal Gathering. Shouts to Mike Malice and the media team over there at the Royal Family. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna it's gonna be it's gonna be all that.
Sound like it's gonna be a righteous party.
Yeah,
Is it
man.
gonna be streaming on anything?
Yeah, he'll be streaming on his page. He also just launched MikeMalice.com, which is his new website, which he'll be streaming from. But yeah, and again, we got a little ways away, so you'll be hearing more about it. I'll be keeping y'all atop of the situation. Situation. Let me atop of everything and the announcements. I'll keep announcements and keep y'all abreast on everything. But it will be streaming though. To answer your question, we will stream it on his YouTube channel and his platform. So, but yeah, I'll keep y'all posted.
Sound like that's gonna be lit.
Oh
So
man,
you see how the Most High got this man busy like this,
man,
man. His brother here, all
all
50
praises,
states putting in that work, man.
all praises,
Look
man.
here,
Most High's
boy,
grand.
it's subject to be cold in Chicago in May.
Look, I'm May 30th. I'm hoping it's not, but man, it is.
I think I have to be shopping for me one of them
Yeah,
Michael Irvin coats.
not the Michael Irvin, not the fur.
I, I had to be shopping for one of them Michael Irvin coats if I had been going to Chicago, man. Look,
I have to
I
get the
work with brothers from Chicago,
mm,
Detroit,
mm-hmm.
and them brothers said that they moved to Texas because it's too cold and that's where they from. Imagine a
Ooh.
Texas boy. Where you from? South
Hey,
Carolina? You South Carolina?
North,
North
North,
Carolina? North
North and South
Carolina? North
Carolina. Yeah,
Carolina?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Going,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Say, man.
It get
But
cold, but not
it's gonna be in May. My wife said, no, sir.
no.
Yeah.
It get cold in the Carolinas, but the last couple years in February at the Drip and Sip at night, bro, it was a little chilly down in Dallas. It was a little chilly, man.
going, it's going to be springy weather with a nice breeze. She the last
Okay,
person to ask if it's cold. It'd be 30 degrees outside, and
and
that
she's
sister be hot. Yeah, that sister like that cold weather. But yeah, I love
that's
her to death.
crazy.
But that sister like that cold. It don't get too cold for her a little bit
I like the
sometimes.
I like the autumn. I like it, you know. I like the cold is cool, but I like the spring and autumn. It ain't too hot. It ain't. It's just that breeze. You can tell the weather's changing. It's kind of in betwixt. Like my
Right.
grandparents, they don't say in between, but they say in betwixt. So it's kind of in betwixt. But the cold is cool. I just man, that heat.
Cold ain't cool. I like heat.
That heat,
You know,
man.
I know I might be weird, but I do. I
Man,
like heat, man. There's
I
something about
can't.
the heat. I can dig it. Now don't get me wrong, it can get too hot for me.
Yeah, I
But
can't.
for the most part, I like heat, man.
Yeah,
Like it to be sunny outside. With my wife was here, she'll tell you if I get too many gray days in a row, it start bothering me. I don't, you know what
oh,
I'm
got you.
saying? Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
don't,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
I
feel you,
like the
man.
sun.
Yeah,
Even if it's cold outside, I need the sun outside. Too many gray days, cloudy days, rainy
yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah.
It
Do
start
something to you.
bothering me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't like that, man, at
Yeah, I
all.
like a balance too, man. I like a balance, bro. So.
Let's give some shout outs to the people
Man,
that is in here. Mr.
Kadir,
Tyrion, Ayo Ben Yahoo, Shalom, man.
Mr. Tier.
Mr. Tyrion. Did I say that right? I probably
Yeah,
need to
you
say that right. Did I say
almost.
almost?
Tari,
I mean,
Tarian, Tarian.
I wasn't nowhere close. I wasn't even. I was probably in the zip code,
That's
maybe.
all right. That's all right,
Yeah,
Marcus.
sorry, man. Look here.
But you know, my
My
brother name
daughter,
is Marcus. That's
my daughter was talking about this. How did you say it at first?
Marcus.
That's how my mama used to say it, Marcus. Like it ain't no R in there, you
Right,
know. It
Mark
was
MAHCUS.
yeah.
Marcus.
Ain't no
Oh,
H in there.
man.
D-Leg 12, Shalom,
Yeah.
brother. You are a regular in the house. We love you, man. Jamil the trunk rattler, Shalom. Shaka Boom 80, Shalom, y'all May. Remember I used to mess up y'all May name, man. Boy,
You say Yamya, Yama,
man, I could say y'all May for
Yama,
nothing. Yeah, for real.
but you get it right now.
I got it right now. Is that Dylan?
Dylan. That's
Dylan,
Yeah.
Battle, Shalom, Dylan, got it,
Dylan.
got it. McCall,
Yeah.
Shalom, but not Shalom. I'll be seeing you here after a while. Mahalik, Shalom. Who else we got up in
That's my
here?
brother. My brother
Always be the
Kadir.
light.
My brother always be the light. Shalom, sis. Brew News in the building. Kadir, my boy Kadir. He got that heat over there. Kadir Wise, Yasharel. Shalom, Mark. Glad you're tapping in from the Facebook fam. We got 2 shares in already. Appreciate y'all,
Praises.
man. Appreciate y'all.
Praises.
Yeah, we got a full deck.
As we always say that we are absolutely nothing without you guys, man. So
Yeah.
we thank you so much for the time that you share with us. And you know, we have a normal viewership when we live. I was talking to Delta about this, man. It's crazy because we also got a normal replay audience.
Yeah.
Because I look, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't catch us. I wished I knew who they were. I wish there was some kind of way I could figure out who they were, but we can't. But we got a normal replay audience because we ain't got no super big numbers whatsoever. But what I can say is that our numbers are consistent. So somebody is consistently watching us.
Come on, man. That's a blessing.
So I want to say to those who are watching us after the show is over with, shalom and thank you for the support.
Absolutely,
thank you for the support.
Thank
the
you.
Email is truth be told flexpodcast@gmail.com. You got stories you want to share with us, you want us to talk about them, please hit us up in that email as well. Let's go ahead and get this thing cracking.
Let's go, man.
Sports world.
Oh man.
More bad news.
Oh man.
You already know where I was going.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Kyrie, boy. That hurt right there for real.
It did.
That hurt right there, man.
You know, the thing is, man, that I don't know, man. I don't believe in karma as karma. You dig what I'm saying? But there is still a such thing as there's an action to every reaction. You know what I'm saying? And so you actually, whether it was Nico, Silva, or whoever it was, they put a bad energy in the house of the Mavericks.
Yeah, you can tell. It's been some of them chitter chatters from different souls. It ain't what goes in the man, like Mashiach say, it's what comes out that defileth that man.
Right.
So whatever's in his heart, the abundance of the heart, the man speaketh. So whatever the chitter chatter for the past 15 to 20 days that's been kind of negative and all the bad press, it does permeate through the atmosphere and through the environment. And that's what has happened. And sometimes the best person on the team that keeps a good soul, which Kyrie does. He keeps a good heart. He knows who he is. He has his identity. Sometimes it finds us.
Mm-hmm.
But it be for a reason though. The Most High
Mm-hmm.
evidently wants this dude out of there for a while, for a reason. So, yeah, like you said, we don't believe in karma, but our book, our culture definitely say, hey, we reap what we sow. Not saying it was Kyrie's fault the reason he got hurt, but
Nah, not at all. I think it's
again,
just the whole
it's just there
organization
you go.
as a whole. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah.
he's the actual good light, not a
Mhm.
false light that's in there. And it just so happens sometimes that light will catch an effect of the bad stuff that's going on in an organization or an environment, but it be for a reason though. It be for a reason. So I pray a
I
speedy
mean,
recovery, man. It's
yeah, for sure, for sure. I
dang
do.
boy.
Yeah, that I didn't even see it when it happened. I got the news late the next day
Yeah,
after it happened, and I was like, man, for real, it's like a domino effect. That's
yeah,
the word that I was actually looking for.
yeah, yeah. Derek
So
Lively, AD, he
yeah,
played 31 minutes and then it was out soon as he got traded, and now Kyrie. So yeah,
yeah.
I
So
yeah, yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, good sports news. We're about to head into March Madness. If any of you guys are college basketball fans, in my opinion, this is probably the second best time of the year, other than summer when football is about to start.
yeah,
So
yeah.
March Madness is going to be crazy, both men and women. So
Yep, sure is.
yeah, that's that, man.
Sure is.
Um,
Uh, NFL news: Debo got traded from the 49ers to the Commanders.
Debo
That's in
Samuels.
yeah. He got
Really?
traded. 49ers traded him to the Commanders. That's in your division out NFC East.
Yeah. And all that's doing is pushing
Hey,
the cowboy further down in the cellar,
I
man.
was going to ask you a question. Now that trade has happened, Debo is now with Jamil the Trunk Rattler brother in Washington Commanders because they look alike. But Jaden Daniels has another weapon. Do you see y'all picking up some pieces and on the Cowboys defense? Because to me, and I want to ask you this as a Cowboys fan before we move on. To me, you're a safety or another linebacker piece away from really having like a defense of the ages. So, with that being said, Jaden Daniels, they go to the NFC Championship, get beat by the Eagles, which are the eventual Super Bowl champions. So they just got better. Where do you see your defense? You
it's
know,
hard. It's hard to say because everything that you're saying, I agree with, but it's hard to know what Jerry Jones is going to wake up.
that's okay. That was
So
he the
from
hold
a
up.
football mind, what you're saying is absolutely right. Because honestly, to be honest with you, in my opinion, we are safety away.
One
Because when you
safety
look
or
at our defense right now,
ooh,
healthy,
everybody healthy. Oh man, bruh.
yeah, it's the real deal.
Real deal.
It's the real deal.
Real deal.
You get somebody back there, you know what I'm saying? That's a thumper on that back end.
That a receiver think twice about a two route or a
Exactly.
quarterback think twice about throwing across the middle, then you
Right.
got you a yeah. So we'll see, man. I think it's gonna be interesting. The NFC East just got a little tougher, as it was already the toughest division in the whole entire league, in my opinion. I mean, so I can't hear y'all. Can't hear you. Oh,
What about now?
there we go. There it is. There
Okay,
it is.
cool. Yeah, NFC. I believe the NFC East was the toughest division as
Yeah,
well. Man.
it is. Absolutely.
Even with the Cowboys being because a lot of the games that we lost,
Well, close.
they were one possession games,
Yep.
man.
7 points or less.
Games. And when I look at the NFL and I see a lot of one possession losses in the NFL, that's something going on in the organization. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
always necessarily the team. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? And
Right. Right.
I
Right.
don't care what nobody say, man. been a Jerry Jones apologist for years. When it get to a point, you got that kinfolk that everybody know that ain't right, but you always got that kinfolk back. And it get to a point where you like, no.
What else more can you say?
I can't have you back no more. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at with Jerry, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't say what we gonna do in the all season, man. I can't say, man. I can't say. Jerry's subject to do something retarded. Like
We're not gonna have Deion Sanders coaching. We just signed him to a 1-year contract to play cornerback for the league. You be like,
with
wait a minute,
9
what?
toes.
With 9 toes, they just signed Deion to suit up. Like, wait, Jerry, you tripping, bro? What's Jerry tripping for real?
Hey, so I don't know. I don't know what Jerry Jones is gonna wake up in the morning, man.
Dude,
So
you don't know what he
we are
gonna do.
definitely going to see what happens. Other
We
than
shall
that,
see.
man, I say we can go ahead and get
Let's
on to
get it.
what the people are here for, man.
Yeah, man. Got some interesting stuff.
Grammy nominated R&B singer Angie
Man.
Stone. This one here hurt me
Yeah.
a little bit, man. I was not expecting this one. She
Yeah.
died in a car crash over the weekend. What was that, Sunday?
Yeah, in a Sprinter van.
In a Sprinter van.
Yeah, not a regular.
On her way back to Alabama.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Now we had Roberta Flack a week before, which was natural causes, though. You know what I'm saying? She was a little up in age, but for Angie to be 63 and has the past year was sharing some health issues she had. She had reached out to Albie Shore. He overcome some health challenges, and she had some of the same stuff going on. She had a blood infection and this and that. So she reached out to a couple people to get some help, and she had got the help, and it got, was recovering and getting better. And then from what I understand, once she got better, she did have a couple lives where she wasn't too happy with the record company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, they
That's
were.
where we were about to go with that conversation, man.
Yeah.
Turn that down. These were some things that Angie Stone had to say, and we're going to look at a video clip as well. But she said a lot of my publishing, my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. She said this was discovered during a research into where her royalties was going. Noting at 40 something years in the business, I'm like, where are my royalties going? Stone continued, because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music had been receiving all of her royalties, all of her mechanicals, and they have been taking pretty much everything that this lady owned. She says, I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. And so, what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children, my grandchildren. You're going to have to give me my money, she said. How many times, Ayob, have we seen this story, man? Mike with Sony, correct? It was Sony Records was with Mike. Warner Brother and Prince. Now Universal and Sony. And this is a list that goes on and on and on. Something about when these artists discover that they are being stolen from and they call these moguls out, they always mysteriously get hurt.
Yeah.
Or die.
Yeah, man. Unfortunate, bro. Yeah. And I've with me being in the music business for since I was, 16, 17 years old for the past 20 something years, man. Guys, and I don't know what's in the video. But she had talked about, she wished she had trusting people in her circle that she trusted, that was supposed to input her information in the ASCAP and BMI or whatever online entity she was registered with, as far as her writing and publishing. So if she entrusted someone to do a for that, a company, that's a normal practice for a company to say, look, yo, sure, we don't want to have you worry about that. So we got somebody that's going to make sure all we want you to do is write and be in the studio. Don't worry about that. We got your information, your publishing is straight. Well, if that person backdoored her and instead of putting it in Angie's name, was putting it in Universal as the head holding of publishing, then you got over 20 something years she's been signed with that label, which is millions and millions of dollars.
It always take two sometimes when these things come to head like this, it always be somebody who really do care about you,
Right.
that bring that to your attention. Like,
Right.
you could go for years and not knowing something or not thinking about something until somebody be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And when it was brought to her attention, she started calling it out. Check it out.
I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe me. Okay? All the money they owe me. It's ridiculous that someone has played with my life and my career for this long, for their own benefit. I mean, have you no conscience? There's a special place in hell, just like my girl Selena said, for people like that. And I don't want nobody to be upset with me. I don't care what they think about me. When you get in this industry, there are so many twists and turns. And even though you have the Almighty God with you, they still gonna try you. Because just because I believe in God don't mean they believe in God. They don't believe in God. So they think I'm a fool and a bunch of other people because we love hard, we give hard, we go, but it don't mean we stupid. I stay out of harm's way. You know, I can't avoid trouble always, because I'll tell you this, no matter who we hook up with and how we hook up, they're always going to make it confrontational when it doesn't suit their liking. But I don't care about that. I got to pass all of that. But everybody that works hard for 50 years should be able to retire in peace, should be able to sit back without looking for your money.
Yeah.
I picked that one as the clip for the night because she was not unaware of the boogeyman that she was in bed with, for lack of a better term. She knew, you know what I'm
She
saying?
was aware. Absolutely.
She started it out with, I don't know what may happen to me. You know what I'm saying? And she said they always make it confrontational when, you know? And it's crazy that the only thing she asking for is what's hers.
Was hers.
You lose your life in the music industry for asking for what belongs to you.
It's um spiritual wickedness in high places recognize the children of the Most High. And I don't know where Angie was in her walk. I do know she you know, she served God. That's what she claimed to know him. And she's right. A lot of times, just because you will know him, that'll make it worse. They'll come for you more because grew up in the church, and a lot of those traumas that you had when they signed you, a lot of you're healed from a lot of stuff that you may have baggage or things you may have had when you got signed. They say sing about the traumas, all the bad stuff, sing about them. Okay, now you've got it out. You're 3, 4, 5 albums in, you've got it out. And now that you're no more profitable like you were,
Exactly.
She was going on tour. She was profitable, but not like she was 20, 25, 30 years ago. They know they got to come off that money.
Right.
Oh, you serve God? Oh, okay. Like I said, they come after you worse. If
Yeah.
you got an identity of who you, okay. That makes the devil way mad. So man, I hurt for her family. Condolences to her children. R&B singer D'Angelo, who she, fathered her children. They mourning, man.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, D'Angelo, because man, even after death, this is a cruel world that we live in.
Oh man.
Even after death, the media find ways to slander your name.
That's all I've been seeing.
Angie Stone wasn't even 24 hours dead, and I'm seeing articles come across my phone talking about just straight out blatantly calling her Angie Stone the male groomer. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, when she was alive, I didn't even hear that as much as I did after she had died.
Y'all didn't say that stuff.
Because it's the same people that owns the media, owns the record companies. And so
you talking now.
They you know what I'm saying? They working hand in hand. You know, if I can keep you, they don't care about making a group of people mad to distract you from what's really going on. What's really going on is that conversation that she had in front of the camera that anybody who put in 40, 50 years of work should be able to retire. That's what's going on. So they'll go print something like that to raise your coolant in your radiator.
Come on,
right?
Man.
To keep you from paying attention to what it is. I don't care about you being mad about this article that we printed over here, as long as you're not thinking about me stealing her money, because that's what they did.
Right. And to land back real quick, like what Kadir is saying, this is why they don't have to pay you. She was at retirement age. Ain't that coincidentally? That just hit me. She was at 6. Yeah. She was at the age where she was about to retire, and she may have been owed, let's say, in upwards to say $13 million. At the age of 63, retired, and then plus you getting mechanicals, radio spins. That my sunshine has come, and now don't cry out. That was still getting played on R&B stations everywhere, all across the world. So that's every time that get played, she still gets paid. So if they give you a check for mispublishing for 13 mil, now you retire, you ain't got a tour no more, and you're getting a royalty check every quarter, every 3 months for 75 grand, 130 grand. You said that's what they don't want to come up off of. That's what they don't want to come up off of, man.
The whole system is usury, man. The whole system is set up to be usury. Another one of her mechanicals is one of my favorite shows, man. But not to tell you, bro, I will sit up all night and watch Girlfriends, and y'all don't judge me. I will. I put Girlfriends on, man, and just enjoy myself. As long as I've been watching Girlfriends, I just learned that that's Angie Stone
singing that.
Singing that theme song. And she gave how it came about. She was like, with that last run that she got in there at the very end, she said that they learned that with that last run, more people will stay and watch the show.
Because they figured it was her. They found out it was her.
I don't know if it's because they found out it was her or if it was just the chemistry of how it all came together. It caused people to lock into the show. You dig what I'm saying? And so I had absolutely no idea that was Angie Stone, but it makes sense now. Now, when I found out, I was like, yeah, that is Angie Stone.
So if she wrote that song and they didn't cut her a check, when they said we'll pay every time it's aired, whatever, if it's in syndication, you will get a mechanical or EP credit off the back end and get paid. She like, where my money?
But it is a syndication right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's in syndication right now. So
yeah, it's on different networks.
I just wanted to mention that, man. I just thought that was so crazy, man, that Angie, when she died, the first thing, I said when I heard it, I said it was a car accident. First thing came to my mind before I heard anything about it. I was like, I wonder if anybody else was in a vehicle with her, and I wonder if she was the only one that died. And immediately after I said that, my wife was reading the article. She said she was the only one that died. I said, that sounds just like Left Eye.
Sounds just like Left Eye.
So much like Left Eye. No? Only different, Left Eye was overseas.
Yep.
On her sabbatical when it happened, but her vehicle tumbled and she was the only one that died. And when you look at the crime scene, and I was going to run that video, I was like, nah, I'm sure by now everybody has seen it. The accident scene with Angie Stone. When you look at that, you got to ask yourself, man, how in the world did anybody in that Sprinter van survive? Man? They said that joker rolled 3 times and then got hit by a semi.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He's the only one that died. Was the only one that died. Anything in the chat?
Jamil says she signed her publishing away and didn't know it. That's why she wasn't getting paid. That's exactly. Yep.
You are absolutely right. Good looking now, Jamil, because that was something that I was gonna bring up. Jamil, thank you for that, man. Because so many artists, man, go in there blind. They hand them contracts and they sign. Have no idea what they signing, man. And because you look at what you looking at is fame and zeros.
Right.
And not realizing that on the back end of this contract, everything is going back to the record studio.
Yep.
And by the time you find out, it's too late. And what they don't want is what she was doing, which is even though it's legally bonded, because like Jamil said, she signed her publishings away, even though it's legally bonded, they still don't want that bad press on them. Right. They don't want Angie Stone out there talking bad about Universal stealing their money. You dig what I'm saying? So the quickest and the easiest thing for Universal to do is to silence her, man. Is to silence her. That's why the scripture tells us, man, that we should not, you know what I'm saying, should not give our talents to these other nations like that, man. Scriptures tell us that, man. That's one of the reasons why. So
we are the salt of the earth. We are the light that cannot be a city on the hill that cannot be hid. So it hurts to have to, when I seen that, I was like, oh man, no, not Angie.
Mm-hmm.
You think about the greats, Angie, Jill Scott, Roberta Flack, like Diana Ross, like all the, Whitney Houston, the same way, like, Clive Davis had to give her a loan of $100 million because she didn't, and I'm like, how she didn't have royalties?
How you give $100 million? That costs, boy.
Yeah, that costs.
That costs $100 million loan. That costs, man.
That costs.
I don't care, Clive Davis. And I am not finna get into what I feel about Clive on this show.
You already know it. You already know.
I am not. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's Angie, man. Moving on. I was not able to verify this. I looked high and I looked low. There was nothing that I could find to verify. But in the event, 100 mil equaled 100 years. Go.
That's it.
Yeah. Go.
That's it.
But in the event that this has any validity to it, I wanted to share this with my sisters. Next clip here.
And I watched a man put this on the gas handle, and I just had to run over to tell the little girl not to touch it. But I watched him do this. Do you see the tissue? You see it? So, if you ever find yourself at a gas station and a tissue is on the handle, or you come back to your car and you see a tissue under the handle of your vehicle, do not touch it at all, because this is what traffickers are doing. They're putting a toxin on the tissue, and then they're putting it in a place where you have to touch, and then they're waiting for you to pass out. Okay, and so this little girl pulled up getting ready to fill up her tank, and the guy is literally sitting in the car right there. He just walked away because he heard me talking about it, but pay attention, okay? Stay alert.
There was two things about that. What she said he was standing over there. Then, but she said no, he was sitting in the car. Then she said he walked away. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this the thing though. We not supposed to get caught up in semantics on this thing, because to me this is very important.
Right.
Like I said, I look high and low to give me some verifications on this, and I was not able to. So I'm not going to come here and lie to you that I did, but human trafficking is real.
It is.
So, ladies, there are times when you are by yourself and you do have to stop and you do have to get you gas. You do have to go into the gas station to get you something or whatever. Even if you come back to your car and you're not getting gas and you see something under your door handle of your car, you know that was not there when you got out of your car. Don't touch it.
Right.
Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
Because trafficking is real. And what I learned, Houston, here where I live, is like a hub of traffic.
Yeah.
Right? People that are missing, parents that are looking for their kids are right up under their nose, right here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Right up under their nose. And who are traffickers going after? They're going after the weak. They're going after the women who are alone. So always protect yourself at all times when you are out there. Got anything to say about that, Art?
Yeah, just to add to what you were saying, we got to be mindful, especially when we're traveling. I know in the Israelite community, traveling to cities for these events, and a lot of times, when you're out of town, you're giddy about the event, worked up. You're not really thinking, and you see a plastic water bottle in your tire, and you move it. Like, how did that get there? So you move it. When you see a zip tie on your door handle, and you look for something to cut it, while you look for something to cut it, then they ransack it. So they look for all these little distractions, and like the tissue, like she said, they'll put some I forget the name of it, but the monoxide chloride, they dump on the tissue, put it there, and they take off the glove, and then you go pump the gas, and they sit back waiting for you to pump gas, get in your car,
Or something.
pass out. So be mindful of little oddities that you may see when we're traveling out of town. Like my wife say down in the comments, like, my daughters, they travel together, and they say, yeah, you might get hit with a taser or some pepper spray, something. So, keep a little something on your ladies. If you're gonna be traveling and you by yourself, and then maybe to a city or a state that you're not familiar with, just be aware of your surroundings as well, because you have to stop.
Be aware of
and they target these gas stations. You know why? Because they know everybody got to stop and get gas. I mean, it's just a way of life. Everybody going to a gas station to the bathroom.
Nope.
When you're going to the bathroom in these gas stations, when you're pumping your gas, just keep your head on the swivel. That don't mean be scared. That don't mean be paranoid, but just keep an eye out. So, because it's real, like Ox said, this is really, human trafficking is real. cities, Houston, Charlotte, Atlanta, LA, New York, these huge cities. It's real, man. It's real.
And it's crazy to me, all of these missing people. You guys have heard me say it here on this show so much, man, with all of the cameras that are in the world. Look, I just watched a show that was called 0 Day. And but I think his family just watched it.
Ooh.
I'm finna tell y'all something, that our government have the technology to watch you in your front yard.
Yeah, they do.
And zero in on you and find out what kind of t-shirts you're wearing. You got it on inside out.
Yep.
You're not going to convince me that all of these people that are missing, y'all don't have something that y'all can pull up from somewhere.
Right.
See where these people are at. I can convince me of that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Those that are missing and have not been found, there is no interest in finding them. I'm sorry. That's the truth, man. Because technology that our government have, they can find you.
Yeah.
Ain't no getting away. This ain't 1945 no more. This ain't 1933 no more. Back when Babyface Nelson, when they rob a bank in Louisiana, long as they could get to the state line, they could beat the police to the state line, they safe.
They were good.
They get across to Texas, they safe. Right? Them days over with. That's what the FBI was for. Right? From the FBI, you got the CIA. From the CIA, you got the DEA. From the DEA, you got the A. And every last one of them got some technology, software that, like I say, they'll split the hairs on your face if they need to. Man. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So y'all just be careful out there, man. Please be careful out there. We talked about this here a couple of shows back, Key, about ICE and them potentially rounding up us as a part of their operations. Because like I asked my wife not long ago, I said, okay, so once they get all of the so-called quote unquote illegals up out of here, then who are they going to turn their attention to? You think they're going to stop? Do you really think they're going to stop?
Nah.
If he talking about making America great again, and we see how he's operating, we have never been included in the greatness of America to begin with. So you better believe and understand that making America great again also mean diminishing the number of the so-called Negroes, so-called Black, so-called African American, whatever it is that you want to call yourself politically correct. It also means the diminishing of the number of us as well. Am I correct? Can you agree with that?
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, we would
Let's
never
look at this video clip here of this young lady. Check this out.
ICE detained American citizens, a military veteran, and one of my colleagues and her son, who is 8 years old. Now, my colleague and her son are Black American citizens. They have Jamaican ancestry. They were detained for over 24 hours. That's how long it took us and lawyers to get them out of ICE detainment. And the son now has extensive trauma, and they are Black Americans. I'm not sitting this out. I just said in another video, I'm not sitting anything out because our community is going to need us. Black Americans were detained. That means they're not going after just people who are illegals, as you want to call them. They're going after whoever they can. And the 14th Amendment was an amendment that gave Black people birthright citizenship that were descendants of slaves. So if that is repealed and they go after one group, who do you think they're going after next? I'm not sitting anything out.
Facts.
The small thing that she said that a lot of people probably miss is that if they repeal the 14th Amendment, do you not know that Trump has been talking about doing away with the 14th Amendment?
Yeah, because
so you gotta ask yourself the question as to
well, again, they if it's a loaded question when we ask that, especially when it's us asking, like, will he do that? Because to him, we may be profitable as a people, but again, privatize healthcare, privatize marketplace. Those were brought up, privatized college tuition. Colleges back in the 80s was free. They on there free until we started to show up going to college. Then they privatized it. Same thing with, like I said, public pools. It was public until we wanted to swim. So with that being said, it ain't even about not liking us. They just don't want us to have it. If it's anything to do with so-called blacks not being able to have it, they're down for it. So again, this is where it may not even be Donald Trump himself. It may be the people around him pushing him to do this because it does benefit him. And if they could convince him and Congress to say, yeah, we had it here because there were people being born by the slaves that we brought over here. So we're going to give them a free pass. And if they're born here, let them slide. Well, now if they repeal that, then guess what? We are now illegal immigrants, and they could ban, or what's the word I'm calling, decertify our birth certificates within a swipe of a pen.
But see, those birth certificates are worth so much to them, though. See,
it is
just going off into some.
It is. However, if it has anything to do with black folks not being able to have something, they'll do it.
Right.
Oh, even though it's valuable.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Even more valuable, they'll make that kind of money up somewhere else.
Right.
They'll
have to try to make that money up, but they'll have to have more. Right. But see, this the thing. Right now, they make money. Remember, I told you that coming into this world, we are in a $20,000 debt to the government.
Right.
The day you were born. So the only way that they'll be able to make that kind of money up is that they're going to have a birth rate from somebody else that's being equivalent to what it is that we got. And I don't see that happening. You talk about it all the time, how the birth rate in the white race population is declining. And it's true. You dig what I'm saying? My daughter works at the mall, and I ask her how many, pregnant white women is. She say she see a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? She be there. So I'm gonna have to go on what she say. But when I'm just out in the wild myself, I don't see them. You dig what I'm saying? I don't see them. We are the money. I don't know how to explain it. When I say we, I'm not just talking about black people here. I'm talking about people in general. We are the money that feeds the bank. Right. 1933, when they took the gold from the people, the way that they was going to repay their debtors was with the people. That's what the franchising of the states became. That's why they went from being territories to states, which are subcontractors to the United States Incorporation. And that same time, that's when birth certificates came around and Social Security came around, because they pledged the people as the debt. That's why we work so dadgum much. Right. Seeing they want to raise the age of Social Security from, 62 up to, I think last I saw, I think they said 67. Because the more we work, the more we paying into their debt system. So it all reality, everybody's slaves. I don't care if you black, white, Mexican. Right now, we all slaves to this system of United States INC. So what you said is 100% factual, that if they could keep us from having it, but man, if they do away with, because boy, we still having babies.
Man, we still having babies. And I can't remember where I seen it. I have to get the article and maybe share it. But they say how we don't have money. Do you know 40 to 45, 50 million so-called black Americans in the United States we spent, I think last year between 2022 and 2024, it was $93 billion or something like that. And I was like, what? That 93 bill, that's a lot of money from far as us just in the United States.
Right.
That ain't talking about going to Puerto Rico, Dominican, spending money at resorts, flying. That's talking about on cars and tickets and gas. 93 something billion by just us. So again,
and then you got to take that number and set it beside that they say that we only make up 12 to 14% of the population.
How is that? That is crazy. And
see what I'm saying?
Right. And the fact, like you mentioned before you go on, the fact that you mentioned that we're still having children. Just like me.
Having children.
I'm a 47-year-old with a youngest child of 8 years old. He just 8. So that we still having children. Newborns still being born at such a rapid rate. And they see this rate. But like Pharaoh said, we got to be shrewd and wise how we deal with them, or cause that 93 billion. If they say let's stop spending it and let's get together, they can overwhelm us and overcome us.
Right.
So that's right. So if we strike their birth certificate and they're now immigrants, they have to pretty much do what we tell them to do.
And that's how they're gonna make that money up, though, which is which would be again a free labor. You dig what I'm saying? Because what we don't understand is how much money that birth certificate is a bond.
Because we're a corporation. And people will argue us down. People will come over here and argue us down. Prove it. What do you mean prove it?
That's what we are.
That's what
I got a court date coming up, right? And I understand this, but I don't know how to talk in the court to be able to do what needs to be done. But I understand what's happening there.
What's happening, right?
They don't have a problem with me, the living me.
Right.
It's that name, and that driver's license number that's associated with that social security number, that's associated with that birth certificate number that they have a problem with, because all of that is commercial. The courts are commercial. So if I could go in and this is why, look, America is a dead corporation. It's a corporation, it's dead, right? So, and you look at a document, it'll say for me, for instance, the state of Texas versus Marcus Peters. Okay, cool. I'd take that all day, every day. If the state of Texas didn't have somebody to speak for them, because the state of Texas can't talk.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I go into the court and face the state of Texas. And this is why they make you have to have a lawyer, because that name that they have a problem with is dead as well. What is the word in corporation? Corpse.
Corpse.
What is a corpse? A dead being. You see what I'm saying? So your lawyer speaks for who? He don't speak for you or for me. It speaks for that name, dude. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could stay into this thing a little bit longer.
I know.
That birth certificate, it holds weight. And so in order for them to make up for that and they make us illegals, bruh, you better believe the only way that they can make up for that is taking it all the way back.
Make America great again. That's what they want.
Taking it all the way back.
They want to be able to do that, and then for us not to be able to protest it, march about it, to not be able to do anything about it. Like in the 40s and 50s, they did something. It wasn't nothing we could do. We could argue
only
it.
way, man. I mean,
they would take us out of the jail, string us up. You'd be like, darn, he wasn't even able to stand trial, and it wasn't nothing we could do about it.
But nothing you could do about it.
That's what they want.
So that's
all night, boy.
Yeah, I really could stay on that. I really could stay on that all night, man, because it's something that I feel like a lot of us really, really need to know more about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it goes over our head, and it goes to show you, though, how, in your word, diabolical that these people are. That they will create a corporation out of you and make money off of you, and you are not even liable to any of it. And if you find out about it, you got to go through all kind of hoops and loops and everything to be able, just like Angie Stone said, just to get what is yours.
Yep.
You know, just to get what is yours. Let's get to that beyond critical race theory, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this has been great conversation so
great
far. Great
conversation.
conversation so far.
I played a little Banaf, and I got a little do have a visual for y'all.
Oh man.
I was able to get a little visual. Yeah, Channel Banaf.
The same person.
Yeah, now that's the same person. That's a younger picture. And then this is a older picture of the young lady we're going to talk about tonight. Now this one I've always heard about years ago, never really thought about who she was, but I don't know if you all can agree out here and attest to this. But have y'all always heard stories of, well, before Rosa Parks, there was a woman that they don't talk about? I used to always hear that all the time, but like, what is it? Who is it? But still, it'd be hard to find who it was. Well, I fell up on top of it. And tonight, for our Beyond Critical Race Facts, we're going to talk about Miss Claudette Colvin, Colvin. That's the left picture on the left is when she was 15. And I did it because today's or this week's Beyond Critical Race Theory and Facts stems around how we've done before on this day. And on this very day in 1955, Claudette Colvin, at 15 years old, was arrested for refusing to give her seat to a white woman on a public bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Let's get into it. She was arrested 9 months before Rosa Parks, but the NAACP didn't want her to represent the organization because she was 15 and pregnant. This is why you don't hear a lot about this. Optics. How we perceive things, right? Miss Colvin was a student at Booker T. Washington High School. She relied on the city's buses to get to and from school. She was also a member of the NAACP Youth Council and had been learning about the civil rights movement in school. On March 2nd, Miss Colvin was returning home from school. She sat in the colored section about 2 seats away from an emergency exit in a Capitol Heights bus. Just to have a colored section on the bus already screams privilege, but let's keep going. When a so-called white woman who got on the bus was left standing in the front, the bus driver, Robert W. Clear, commanded Miss Colvin and 3 other so-called black females in her row to move to the back. The others moved, but another pregnant so-called black woman, Miss Ruth Hamilton, got on and sat next to Miss Colvin. The driver looked at them in his mirror. He asked us both to get up, Miss Hamilton said. She was not going to get up and that she had paid her fare and she didn't feel like standing, recalled Miss Colvin. She said, so I told him I was not going to get up either. So he said, if you're not going to get up, as we all know what the next phrase and step is, I'm going to call the police. That's what he said. The police arrived and convinced a so-called black man sitting behind them to move so that Miss Hamilton could move back. But Miss Colvin, guess what? She still refused to move. She was forcibly removed from the bus and arrested by 2 policemen, Thomas J. Ward and Paul Headley. The police officers who took her to the station made sexual comments about her body and took turns guessing her bra size throughout the ride, Miss Colvin said. Diabolical. She was initially charged with disturbing the peace, violating segregation laws, and battering and assaulting a police officer. Oh, Annie Larkins Price testified Miss Colvin, who was tried in juvenile court, there was no assault. Price said she was a classmate of Miss Colvin and was on the bus that day. The bus was getting crowded, I remember. The bus driver looking through the rearview mirror asking her to get up for the white woman, which she didn't, said Price. She had been yelling, "It's my constitutional right." She decided on that day in 1955, he was not going to move. Miss Claudette Colvin. What y'all think about that, fam? Ain't that
I love it.
She wasn't moving. She was like, nah, I ain't moving.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, 15 and pregnant is one of the reasons why you don't hear a lot about that account. But I think it does speak in comparison to what Rosa Parks also went through. And this was 9 months before the Rosa Parks incident. So again, before your thoughts, again, for me, reading this account, reading this story, what stuck in my mind, just to have a colored section on a bus, and then for the police officers to sexual innuendos and then actually charge her with assault. And good thing that the so-called white lady testified, like, nah, that didn't happen. She didn't assault them. She's 15 and pregnant. How was she gonna assault 2 police officers? Diabolical, man. Diabolical. Your thoughts are?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I've always heard about her. Never knew what her name was. I just always knew there was a Rosa Parks before Rosa Parks. Hear how stories go, you know, that how they created the Rosa Parks and blah 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 from this person here. Come to find out she was 15 years old and pregnant at the time, which to me makes it even more remarkable because you're young.
Right.
And you have this fire inside of you, stand up for your rights, even at a pregnant state, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you like, Lord, you know, it ain't gonna go down like that today. Now I'm gonna have to go and search Rosa Parks' story a little bit more because hearing what you brought out tonight, this is just my opinion with Rosa Parks, it make it a little bit easier for you to sit down and say you're not going to move.
Right. Now
you know that you got an army behind you.
Right.
This young girl didn't have.
She didn't have that.
It's her. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Rosa, you know, not taking anything away from what Rosa did, right?
Right.
Because it opened up doors that needed to be opened, but when you look at it on a bigger scale, this lady here, she was the trailblazer for that. Because who knows? 9 months earlier, because of what she did, probably sparked the fire to say, yo, this is what we need to do. And this is why we got a Rosa Parks. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, her name needs to be known. It needs to be like a household name because, man, when February come around, not that I even really deal with Black History Month, I think it's retarded as, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
But
me too.
I get so tired of always hearing about Martin Luther King. It's like that's the only black man that ever lived or did anything. And you got all these kids at 5 years old having Martin Luther King speech runoffs and they saying stuff that they have absolutely no idea what they talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, man, it's a mockery.
Right. Absolutely. And it's only
like
been
this.
Right, but compared to people like this. And when you talk about MLK, real quick, I know we got to move on. Down here in South Carolina, they have a Martin Luther King Drive. It's decent. This is one of the rare ones, Martin Luther King Drive, that I've ever seen that isn't diabolical.
You're so right. I'm shocked that you said that. Yeah.
Any MLK Drive in the world is just trashy in the most craziest looking place. I'm like, why did they? So what is it? Like I said, the one here in Anderson, South Carolina, is decent. It's got some businesses. Other ones like in Atlanta and New York and
Dallas
and
Houston.
Boy, the one in
I know
Arkansas,
I'm in the hood in whatever city I'm in. I know I'm in the hood if I cross Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Listen,
yep.
The one in Maryland, down at Maryland University College Park, MLK Drive, bruh. If I was at the stoplight and it was crackheads trying to open my car door, my expedition knocking on the window at the stoplight on MLK Drive in College Park, Maryland, near the University of Maryland. So I just wanted to make that point. But this is why we need to learn more about Claudette Colvins and a lot of the people like her that did something that you don't hear about, that gave others boldness the year later to do that because they did it a year before. I mean, she was 15 and pregnant. She was like, I ain't moving.
Pregnant, man.
She was like, I ain't moving. So
I ain't moving. Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
I don't feel like standing up.
And you know, that's what pissed white people off even more so. Not the fact that she didn't move, but the fact that she had the boldness to look at him. Not today.
Not today. And I know when that bus driver was like, if you don't move, I'm gonna call the police. She probably like, well, call her. Go ahead.
Would you like to be my nanny? Hell no. What you say? No, Miss Sophia, no.
Oh man. Wow.
Your kid's so nice and clean. Like to be my nanny.
Gotta love it. All right.
Let's get to some meat and potatoes here, man.
Man, boy, this is crazy.
I know everybody done seen it by now, and if you have not seen it, you're about to see it now. Trump vans as Zelensky in the Oval Office. Yeah, let's go ahead and run it. Let's get it.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
Less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins.
Oh, Zelensky showed up in a thermal. He didn't have on no suit.
That was a jump party. That's what we call that from where I'm from, man.
Oh man, boy.
Zelensky, without the backstory, and if you only heard that part, which is what the left only show, right? Did you see the whole? Did you see the whole deal?
I didn't get to see the whole entire thing. I saw that, and
it's only about an hour.
Yeah.
And so it's very needful to see the whole thing, right?
Right.
To be able to have a fair opinion on it, because if you only see that, it's embarrassing, and that's what the left want to tell you, right? That it's embarrassing. There's three people wrong in that room right there. Linsky, wrong. Trump, wrong. Vance, wrong. Trump and Vance wrongness is different than the optics show, right? Just off the top, though, before I go in a little bit, anything that was said that stuck out to you, any feelings that you have about it, you dig what I'm saying? Like, what did that, how did that grab Ayo?
It grabbed me because Zelensky was basically, when he said, even you don't feel it now. That's when Trump took offense, because what I took from that is Zelensky is basically telling Trump, like, I know you and Putin friends in the media, but behind closed doors, your oceans, he said everybody got problems. The U.S. need to stop acting like y'all the bullies on the block. And this is not the 80s. This is not Reagan. This is not Peter O'Toole. This is not Bush. This is not Bill Clinton. This is 2025. This is your second term after you missed 4 years, and now you're calling shots. Everybody has problems. You don't feel it now. He was reminding Trump, like, bruh, I don't really think you understand who you really up against. I need it in writing. Your word right now, that don't mean nothing. I don't want to hear that. Now, like you said, in the context that he was there to sign a minerals contract. Ukraine has the minerals that the United States need. And I'll throw it to you and come back later. But I think what Zelensky's stance is, he has a little bit more leeway because he knows they needs the minerals for the fourth industrial revolution, which is tech. You've had the steam revolution in the 1700s. You had the electricity in the 1800s. You had between the 80s and early 2000s. What did you have? Digital. Went from analog to digital. Now you have the tech. These robots. They need that lithium from the North Carolina Asheville Mountains, and they need those minerals from the Ukraine. That's why Zelensky was able to like, man, I ain't even gonna put on no suit. I'm just put on a long sleeve thermal. I'm gonna sit down and tell you that I need it in writing that you're gonna protect me because you need what we have that you don't have in the United States, and you can't go get it to Africa because Abraham Traore is telling y'all, don't step over here and you're gonna have to go get it from Zelensky. So there's a lot of things that we don't see and pay attention to far as the political. And that's what Zelensky was saying. Like, y'all can sit up in the mainstream media and make this look political, but we know you and Vance tune gonna change when these cameras go off and we get behind the closed door. That's basically why he was a little bold. You see how he was sitting up? He wasn't sitting back, but like he was kind of, sitting up and kind of talking with some force. That's why. So that's what I grabbed from it. I think he was a little bit more forceful and he had some rigor behind what he was saying because, again, we see one thing, but behind closed doors, he was like, yeah, your oceans are nice right now, but here soon, what he say, here soon, that'll change. That could change within one push of a button. And he's saying Putin is the guy, Kim Jong-un is the guy, Xi Jinping from China, they are the guys that you think you buddy. He was like, bro, I don't think you just got back in here and missed the last 4 years that Sleepy Joe was at the driver's seat. That a lot went on when you was gone. So that's what I took from it.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it.
And I agree with you. I agree with everything that you said, but Zelensky was trying to play a game that he wasn't ready for, though. Listen to what I'm finna say. Reason why I say that is because when they went into that room, you said it yourself, they went into that room to sign that agreement, those minerals. That's why they went into that room, man. Donald Trump is seeking $500 billion worth of Ukraine's rare earth, critical minerals.
Yep.
So they made this deal, dude, already.
Yep.
The deal was already made. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so when they came into the Oval Office, this business now, you got the cameras here, you got the reporters here. I'm sitting here, I got my vice president sitting here, and everybody is here right now wanting to see the agreement being signed that was discussed before we came into this Oval Office.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep.
So when they got there, Zelensky decided that he wanted to go off script.
Right.
He tried to change the narrative of a narrative creator, which is Trump.
Right.
And he lost. And this is why I say Zelensky was wrong. Because the deal, $500 billion, right? This is what we gave him. This is what, under the Trump administration. And under the Biden administration. And all Trump wants is a return. Investment. Right. That's what he wants. He wants something back. But that's a lot.
Right.
And the reason why I say that's a lot, because according to Argus Media, and I don't know if they're true or not, but this is according to them, independent energy commodity research says that the global rare earth estimates range between 4 billion and 12.5 billion. Well, Trump's saying he wants 500 billion.
500 billion. Right.
That math don't math. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Which means now what always happens in a deal, somebody get the bad end of the stick.
Right. Right.
Well, Zelensky realized that he got the bad end of the stick, but I'm sure he didn't realize it in that Oval Office. So what he was really trying to do was use the media and the cameras to make Trump and Vance kind of look bad, like on the left side. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep. But I'll interject. But why would he, if he didn't have a leg to stand on, if behind the scenes, if he didn't have nothing to stand on, why would he do that? There has to be something.
He was playing poker, man. He was playing poker. And because the very next day he came back, and we got a video clip of it.
That he came, he came
the
back.
Very next day.
He came back. But did he come back and change his stance? Or are they all playing? Are they playing?
They could be. They very well could be. I'm not going to say that they not. You dig what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that he was disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. Whether he realized he got the bad end of the stick or not, because that's like coming into my house. This is how I look at this, man. This is like coming into my house in front of my people, and you and I have already agreed on something. And instead of you coming in and making good on what we agreed on in front of my people, you trying to make me look bad in front of my people. Trump and Vance got in that butt. That's how I look at that, man. He's on American soil, in the White House, in the Oval Office. You don't go into that Oval. That's why the cameras was there.
Yeah.
Because the deal was made.
Yeah, the deal was made, but I think he was wrong with showing up without a suit. I think that's but I think when he showed up without a suit, I think that's saying something. I think he's like, man, I don't respect y'all. I know what y'all do.
All of that was disrespectful. All of that. But see, and this is why I say you got to look at the whole thing. You got to watch the whole thing. It's only 50 minutes long, right? So when the show is over with, if you got time, go check it out. It was beautiful up until about 24 minutes in, 24 minutes and 18 seconds in. That's when stuff started getting sideways.
Gotcha.
Everything was going according to script until about 24 minutes in.
Right.
Trump didn't care about him not having on a suit. You know why? Because Trump want those minerals.
Right. That's all he care about.
That's all he care about. At about 18 minutes in, Trump said that saving lives was more important to him than saving money. Trump is a lie. You want those minerals, Trump.
Right. Yeah. And Daniel 2:43 comes to mind when, because I know he won't, he's already, his first couple days in office, he said he wanted the 500 billion to do like the space exploration and the tech. And with the fourth industrial revolution, it's all about the mass production. Steam was used in 1700s, locomotion, the steam engines was used for mass production of the coal. Then you went to the electricity to mass produce coal. Then you went to computers to mass produce information. It went from information to CDs to digital. And crossing over to digital, everybody remember ringtones for 99 cents on your little cell phone. Cell phones had just started popping, and everybody was getting 99-cent ringtones to be their dial tone when they phone rung. And it was in mass production. So now he needs that 500 billion. He got to have it to mass produce, to give it to Elon Musk. And Elon say, okay, we about to mass produce these robots. We about to mass produce this AI. We about to mass produce everything. So I'm gonna go and watch it, but I just felt like he just had this. That was a different. I've never seen nobody walk in the Oval Office with that type of
exactly. And that's why I can't. In all reality, man, I can't be mad at Trump because he was protecting his house.
Absolutely, of course.
You dig what I'm saying? Absolutely. He was protecting his house. I can't be mad at him about.
I feel you on that.
You see what I'm saying? And the thing is that it's a race to those minerals right now.
Absolutely.
Why you think Russia invaded Ukraine? Yeah, we know the NATO story. Yeah, we know that. You know what I'm saying? But they want them minerals too.
They want the minerals. And again, like you said, playing cards. The monkey wrench that was thrown in the plan, or the big joker was Abraham Traoré from the Congo. Was like, you cannot come here no more.
Exactly. And that man is standing on business, which means that he got to get it from over there. So now this is what Trump said this several times in this setting here. Hour 30 in. He said this several times in this setting here. I've been making deals all of my life, which he have.
Right.
He know what Putin want, and he know what he want. So I don't know what the deal is, but it only makes sense to me. But look, stop, and I'm gonna make sure that we both are happy.
Right.
But you know who gonna be left out though? Who got the suckiest part of the deal? Zelensky. 500 billion?
Yeah, but they gotta get
You
gotta get the minerals
lose.
out. Yeah, he lose, but I don't know. It just seemed like I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Oh, the 500 billion is not the deal. The minerals, yeah, right? I'm saying 500 billion price tag. He loses Ukraine either way is what I'm saying. You either gonna lose it to Russia.
Or to the U.S. Okay, I got what you're saying.
Or either to both of them. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, I got what you're saying. I'm okay. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. He
loses.
And that's why it's odd that he came in there like that. That's just
but that's why he did it, because he desperate. That's what will a desperate man not do?
Yeah, he definitely tried to put them on a pivot.
He tried to.
He definitely tried.
And you know what he got himself? A ticket to the kids' table. That's what he got. He got him a first class ticket to the little kids' table. Because the very next day, Trump said, "Look, we ain't even supplying them with military aid."
We said we cutting off everything. And I know we're gonna talk about that in a minute. It's just
now you at the poker table.
Yeah, and you had to now you have to pivot. It's definitely a melodrama. And
you see what I'm saying?
But it's definitely politics. This is
everybody bluffing because Trump won't those minerals.
Yeah.
So who gonna outbluff who is the question? Check it out, man. We got another clip here, man.
That was good. That was good stuff.
All right, we're going to head to some breaking news where President Trump has ordered a pause to all military aid to Ukraine. And it appears the reason is connected to that shocking Oval Office meeting last Friday. You probably remember it.
We just watched it. Yeah, that meeting part. But that was Trump response to that. Dude, it was papers ready to be signed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Trump even talked about it last night when he was in the thing, man, putting the end to the war. What putting the end to the war means, Zelensky, you're going to have to give up what's in that ground.
Right.
And if he say that he got a deal, the deal that he talking about is not with Zelensky. The deal that he talking about is with Putin.
Right. Okay. Now, this is where I come in. What I took away, because there is somebody that I put in Zelensky's seat that I ask myself, and I'm gonna ask you, and I'll pose to the audience. Do you think Trump and Vance would have had that same energy if that would have been Netanyahu? Everything Zelensky said, just put Netanyahu in that same bravado. Do you think Trump would have been tough on Netanyahu as he was Zelensky? I don't think he would.
Well, under what circumstances? Because Netanyahu and Israel and America is bed tight. I can't see. You know what I'm saying?
But
under what? Give me a circumstance where he would have had to, because I just can't see it.
So say the U.S. So say Biden, because Biden, Netanyahu really didn't. He don't like Biden, right? He don't like Biden. Him and Trump has a good relationship. So if Trump is wanting something from Israel, Israel, the land of Israel has something that Trump and Elon Musk and this administration needs, right? And they had a deal. We got a deal. We don't talk behind the scenes, everything good. We got a deal. And then say right before that they were notified, you got 2 minutes, gentlemen, you got 2 minutes. They were still talking, and a text message came through on Netanyahu's phone and said, well, even though you got the green light from Trump and Vance, we're getting from his staff, they're going to hit the red light after y'all get off camera. And then Netanyahu was like, okay, well, all right. And then when the camera started rolling, he kind of took a different stance. Because I don't think, just like Zelensky did, and whatever the circumstance is, that's what I'm saying. It's a hypothetical. Because I just don't think in any circumstance, if that would have been Netanyahu, I just don't see Trump handling him like that.
I don't either. I don't. And the reason why, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for? I guess I can't get past Israel and America's relationship for me to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, some of those minerals, Israel gonna benefit from it as well from America, right? So what I'm saying is that there is no way, not because Trump is scared of Netanyahu, but there is no way he would give that energy off to him because he is Netanyahu, the prime minister or president or whatever of Israel, which Israel to America is everything. You dig what I'm saying? There's no way Trump is going to allow himself to be called anti-Semitic. Now, one of those, now Putin, I believe Putin, and I think Putin and Trump is the same person on two different lands. You see what I'm saying? Okay. They got the same type of energy. I believe Putin will go off on Netanyahu if a situation like that happened. You don't do you think so or not? You don't think?
Yeah.
Because he got less to lose. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a better analogy. You dig what I'm saying? Than Trump and Netanyahu, because Israel is America's. That's like my arm. It ain't no hit. I'm not just to cut off my arm because it hurt. You dig what I'm saying?
It's just, I don't know. It's hard for me to swallow that if any circumstance, no matter if Israel and the United States been in the bed since.
And now if they fell off, which I don't see. I think Trump is that dude that'll good in a confrontation with anybody, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think Netanyahu is the one. I just don't see him doing that.
The only person that he gonna mind his words with is Abraham. Because I think I think enough advisors that's letting him know, yo, this the wrong dude you want to pick a fight with. When somebody tells you real calmly, hey, might want to leave me alone in a voice like that.
Yeah. You believe them when they tell you.
You might want to think again if you want that smoke or not. You dig what I'm saying?
And I know that smoke that none of them want to see.
They don't want to see smoke.
But I also think Putin got smoke that none of them want to see.
I believe Putin got smoke, and right now Trump is bluffing the hell out of everybody, man.
He's trying to see, because again, and now with that being said, I understand why, because again, you were 4 years in, and then you've been 4 years out, and now you just got back in there when old Sleepy Joe was willing and dealing just.
Right, so and that's what Zelensky wanted. Zelensky on the bottom end, that's what he want. He want that cash cow.
Yeah.
And Trump like, man, we done already gave you.
Yeah.
We done gave you and gave. That's what he said in that meeting. He said, Europe gave you money, but they gave it to you as a loan, where we gave you money.
We
just gave it to you. So it's time for you to pay the piper.
You say you ain't said thank you today.
Right. Did you even say thank? I wasn't mad at Vance, man. Like, you at my house. And that's what your number two supposed to do. Am I correct? If I'm your number two, you shouldn't sweat with me in there. You shouldn't have to raise a finger. You shouldn't have to get loud. Your number two do that.
Yeah, and he did.
And then with when my number two, which is your number three, see me getting there, my number three, I have to tell my number three, wait a minute, we ain't finna throw him out yet. But you know he got thrown up out of there, right? He didn't leave on his own.
Yeah,
but if you don't get your end back across that ocean that you talking about, and think about what you just did, and then he came back with this one right here. I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead. Now, go ahead. I know we gotta ski down.
Yeah.
Ми прагнемо конструктивної співпраці, партнерських відносин про те, що відбулось у Білому домі замість наших перемовин, можна тільки шкодувати. Але треба знаходити силу, йти далі, поважати одне одного, як ми завжди поважаємо Америку, Європу, всіх партнерів і разом робити все, щоб наблизити мир. Сьогодні у багатьох одне питання – що буде далі з допомогою від Америки? Я доручив міністру оборони України, керівникам наших розвідок, дипломатам зв'язатись зі своїми відповідниками в Сполучених Штатах Америки і отримати офіційну інформацію. Люди не повинні здогадуватись. Україна і Америка заслуговують на поважний діалог, на чітку позицію одне одного. Тим більше, коли йдеться про захист життів у час повномасштабної війни. Зараз не 22-й рік, зараз наша стійкість вища, ми маємо засоби захисту, але для нас важливі нормальні партнерські відносини з Америкою для реального закінчення війни. Ніхто з нас не хоче нескінченної війни.
Hey, I tried to find what he said in English and I could not. So I hope you was able to follow along. But to put it in a nut, what he said was, I messed up. Now everybody is guessing and we shouldn't be guessing, which is right because, hey, you should have signed the agreement. And you know what Trump got him right now? On hold.
Yeah.
He on hold.
He on hold.
He on hold.
Trump definitely, it's definitely a different administration than what Zelensky is used to, right? He's not used to any
aggressiveness.
He's right. And you know, I don't think I don't know. It's just hard for me to and from knowing politics, it's when these world leaders go to meetings and negotiations, it's tough for me to fathom an administration like in Zelensky's case that wouldn't have him prepared for any pivot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why
because I asked the question, did somebody advise him to do that?
Right. And that's why I'm like, okay, if he pivoted and he said, well, I got the big joker because we're not little Ukraine anymore. Like, we just didn't get pulverized by Putin. We didn't have Putin on the run. So you just not going to treat me, USA bully, like I'm the little Rudy Poo. I think that's what he was trying to. And they
how could he feel like that when the only reason he was able to fight with him was because of us? Trump told him that. He said Trump told him, if we didn't give you the weapons and the money, you'd have been destroyed in 3 days. He corrected Trump. I know in 3 weeks. He corrected Trump and said, yeah, I heard Putin said 3 days. I know. So no, you are what you are because of us. And that's what Trump keep reminding him.
Right. But it's hard for me to be like, I know his staff had to be like, bruh, just get these papers signed.
Do you think he went off the script on his own?
I think he did. But I think there's a reason. If you go back, what keeps striking me is when he said everybody has problems, meaning every country has its own issues.
Right.
It was almost like he's reminding the US, I know y'all the bullies, but you're not once where you could be brought down just like Ukraine. Is what he was kind of giving.
What he said was not wrong.
Right. But
he said it in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's okay. And
that's what I'm saying.
Now I can big con on that. I think he went off script because they got the pictures of the Ukrainian leader holding her head in her hand, like, oh Lord, we didn't know this was gonna happen.
Right.
And that's why I think but to me, it's just, I don't know if I wouldn't have did it as a world leader because, and again, I wrote this note, because when he came back and did that apology to get the agreement going, all the European leaders are backing him. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, something is off.
He made a dumb political business decision in that agreement. None of us know what the agreement says, okay?
Right.
Only thing that we know is that he's seeking $500 billion worth of Ukraine's rare earth. Well, that means everything that, look, if you only got $90 and I'm seeking $250 from you, well, what I'm telling you is I want everything that you got. That's what I'm telling you. I want to leave you with I want to leave you indigent.
Nothing. Yeah.
So if he's seeking $500 billion worth of Ukraine's rare earth minerals, and Argus Media says that globally rare earth minerals only estimate 4 billion, then that means that Trump is seeking everything and more as Zelensky agreed to it.
Right.
And so why he did that, I have absolutely no idea.
And that's my it happened.
It happened.
Yeah, and I just my caveat behind it is, yeah, okay, we got everything. You was always the little brother Ukraine. Now you really gonna be little brother.
Right. We gonna own you. And we already know that Trump is about ownership, man. He talking about getting Greenland over there, right?
Right. He done renamed the Gulf of Mexico.
Mexico.
And is that why Zelensky mentioned oceans? Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
He mentioned oceans because it's so very true. And I think that he is a little afraid of the relation. And Trump told him, look, I'm not man, go back and look at the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep going back to. So I'm saying, look, he say, you make deals by making deals, pretty much, right? He say, what, you want me to say bad things about Putin on TV and then in behind doors go to him and be like, yo, let's make a deal? He say, I have no loyalties to Putin. He said, I only have loyalties to America, but there are deals that can be made that can stop the war. Let's get this together. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? Now, the one thing that people might disagree with me about or feel different with what I'm about to say is that we have never seen an administration or administrator in the office that is as transparent as Trump. Trump say what's on his mind.
Yeah.
He say what's on his mind. You ain't never got to be guessing where he's staying. Now, what's orchestrated and what's not orchestrated, that's up to you to decide, right?
Right.
But Zelensky, you messed up that time, man.
Yeah, he
had all the cards. He got the minerals. The minerals is yours. Well, you didn't have to agree to whatever you agreed to.
Yeah, he at this point, he might not really have a choice. And I think at that moment, he might have just tried to put on a last ditch effort to make it seem like he had a leg to stand on.
Right. And that's exactly what it was. At this point now, man, I don't think it's all or nothing now. You dig what I'm saying?
He's definitely,
when the time for him to save something came, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know? It's too late now, man. You done already, that house, that house mine, man. What is you talking about?
He in a hole. He in a hole. And is this question? I know so he did what he did. Trump in the chess game, Trump now has the upper hand. Zelensky has painted himself in a corner. Now, Ukraine is absolutely in debt to the United States. Biden has helped you out. Trump is like, look, let's put the icing and the cherry on top. Let's seal this deal. You just gonna have to be little brother. Do you think, and this is a important question, do Zelensky say, okay, I done played all my play. I lost I tried to do some bravado and it didn't work. It actually backfired, and now Trump is doubled down. Does he run to NATO?
That's a good question. The last I heard, NATO wasn't even interested no more. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. But the last I heard, they wasn't even interested anymore.
Okay.
Let's go back and look at that and bring that up next week, because let's look at that relationship with Ukraine and NATO this week. And let's talk about that next week, because the last I heard, NATO wasn't even interested no more, because NATO again have a vested interest in America. And so it's like whatever America get, man, NATO get, Israel get. You dig what I'm saying? It's like, and it's crazy, man. Politics is a shrewd game. It is not for the weak.
Well, we just watched 0 Days, man. Like that.
Exactly.
And when I was looking at that and I thought about what that whole Oval Office thing, I was like, it could just be something bigger at play. I don't think that Oval thing, that wasn't supposed to go down like that.
It wasn't supposed to go down like that.
It wasn't supposed to go down like that. And they went off the script, went off the rails, and Zelensky played his hand and tried to call a bluff, and it didn't work. And it's like, okay, so what now?
Like we are embarking on World War III. Real talk. Okay. Let's put that out there, because we are. This last story, we finna squeeze this thing in. It's a 3-minute video, and yeah, let's talk about this one here, man. Because Donald Trump, what is it? Do they still say that he doing too much? He doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Over office, cool, but there's other stuff that he doing with China, Mexico, and Canada. Hey, it's supposed to be a crunch, man. Listen to the frustration of the Prime Minister of Canada right here, y'all.
And we have breaking news. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is responding to those new tariffs on Canadian goods. Let's listen.
Enforcements and actions we've taken at the borders. In some, we stepped up. We engaged closely and constructively with the president and his administration. We did everything we promised. We stuck to our word. And we did it because we believe in working together to protect our citizens. Now I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald. In the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things. We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage, as Canada and the US have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do. We two friends fighting is exactly what our opponents around the world want to see. And now, to my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough, even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do. We will use every tool at our disposal so Canadian workers and businesses can weather this storm. From expanding EI benefits and making them more flexible to providing direct supports to businesses, we will be there as needed to help. But Canada, make no mistake, no matter how long this lasts, no matter what the cost, the federal government and other orders of government will be there for you. We will defend Canadian jobs. We will take measures to prevent predatory behavior that threatens Canadian companies because of the impacts of this trade war, leaving them open to takeovers. We will relentlessly fight to protect our economy. We will stand up for Canadians every single second of every single day because this country is worth fighting for. Les derniers mois ont été stressants et honnêtement épuisants.
And really.
Wow.
What you think, God?
Oh, it's crunch time, man. All I know is, in World War II, since World War II, Canada, U.S., and Mexico, as far as the allies is concerned, they've always been aligned on whether it was political or in the political arena, far as economy, industrial, because the economy, when you're talking about currency and how they trade, then when you talk about money or trade, talking about industrial part, you're talking about the cars, the metal for the cars, the rubber for the tires, the metal for the lug nuts. Like, then when you come to computers and tech, you're talking about laptops, the cell phone, like all of that, they've always been aligned. Now, with that, like, I don't know, boy. It's again, like you said before, I think the recipe and that whole overblow up is just the ingredients for World War III. Like everybody is getting a reason to jump into this thing because everybody has got something at stake. Like he said, he called him Donald. We're like, look, man, like we don't work together before. I don't know what's going on now. I know you was with us, like I said, and it could be he was with us, then he was away for 4 years. Now he come in and hit the ground running and just started doing the immigration thing. And so, maybe Justin Trudeau and a lot of European leaders like, yo, you're doing too much. Like you said, like, yo, what you doing? You're doing way too much too soon. Let's take a deep breath. But DJ Trump is like, nah, don't tell me what to do. I'm getting stuff done. This is my country. I'll run it. You stay over there. So now it's like maybe they're not used to him, because Joe Biden wasn't like, stay over there. Joe Biden was like, oh, well, let's get it done. So maybe they just wasn't used to his leading style now. So now it's not like it was in 2016 when Trump was in office. Now it's 2025. We didn't necessarily, the U.S. didn't have an immigration problem like it did in 2016. So Trump is like, look, I got stuff on my agenda I got to get done. If y'all want a part of this, you're going to do what I tell you. If you pivot from that, that's on you. And that's where we are. And they don't like it. They don't like it. So now everybody has a stake. Everybody has something to lose. Who did he address last? He said, look, my Canadian fellow brothers and sisters, it's going to get tough. There ain't nothing we can do about these tariffs. Price is going to go up for, cars are going to get higher. Tires are going to get higher. Cell phones, laptops, everything is going to be tough for a while. So guess what the people are going to come into agreement and want him to do? Be tough on the U.S. So you see what I'm saying? So now every country, Mexico, Europe, England, France, where Macron at? I know he's somewhere, you know what I'm saying, trying to strategize. So yeah, that's my take on that. I think with seeing that, it's gonna be an interesting summer. The next 6 to 8 months to a year is gonna be real interesting, bro. Yeah, I better buckle up, man.
Yeah, it's a money grab. You talked about fourth industrial area that we're going into, and that's what this is all about. This is why Elon Musk is in the White House right now, doing what he's doing, trying to find loose money and firing people and saving. It's all about saving as many coins as they possibly can and getting money wherever they can, doing away with all of the public sectors, right? That the government normally fund so that they can keep that money because they need that they need to be able to fund these robots and robotic tools and stuff that they're about to make. They're about to make this whole world in a robotic state, right? And so these tariffs, man, that's why I say I believe Trump will have smoke with whomever he can have smoke with to get what it is that he is trying to get. Right now, he is being led by a Ruach that don't see nothing, that don't even understand what lose is. He could be about just, hey, we talked about it not long ago, the lying spirits, right? Who can I sin?
Who can I
see? The thing of it is that it's already in your heart, right? Right. What's already in your heart? It's gonna be hard for you to stop,
to convince otherwise, right?
And to be convinced otherwise.
Ahab,
this is where Trump is at right now.
Ahab was convinced. Even before he was like, why get Mika Yahoo to tell me I'm not gonna win when I got my people and I'm convinced I'm taking this land.
So you need, and this is what he filled his cabinet with, which is a bunch of yes men. When you read the Bible and you see cabinet, what did the scriptures about Solomon? When he got into it, he filled it with people of his peers, people around his own age, and he wasn't taking note of what the elders were saying. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Trump got in office right now. People around him that saying whatever. Hey, I think we need to run America off the cliff. Yeah, I think you're right, and I believe that we can do it. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm going to an extreme, but that's what it is.
No. That's a great analogy because that's what's let's run America off the cliff. Okay, well, do it this way. Do y'all agree? Yeah, but let's do it this way. And they all come to powwow and they say, okay, we agree with you, all 30 of us. Let's run off a cliff, but let's put this bullet point and this bullet point from everybody. And he said, okay, I like that. And then there you go.
Right. Because anybody and everybody around him know that anybody that have any thought that is different from his thought, you're fired.
You're fired. You're out of here.
You're out of here. And when you hear the media say he put people around him that he could trust, that's not what he put around him. He put around him people that agree with him. Yes, men.
Because
so what's happening now, you had the Oval Office
debacle
incident, right? Now you got these terrorists, which is Canada, Mexico, and China. Look, this dadgum cell phone made in China.
That I'm telling you. This laptop,
this microphone that I'm speaking on, made in China.
Made in China. And
this cup that I'm drinking of, 9 times out of 10, made in China.
And that's why you see the headline, BBC, China says it's ready for any type of war.
That's what I was, you see what I'm saying?
Any type, whether it's conventional, on the ground, tanks, cyber-wise. Yo, that 0 days, bro, listen. Boy, that show, man, it make you think, bro.
I just got something in. I don't know where it's from. Gaza. I'm finna send this to you.
Okay.
Check this out, yo.
You know they've been teetering on ending that ceasefire.
But yeah, so what's happening right now in America is that Trump got too many fires, people. And the problem with too many fires is that you get one put out,
another one.
You got another. And so the thing is that you're going to get to a point to where you can't put all of these fires out. This is what's dangerous right now. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What they say, you are overtaxing yourself, you know? And he's putting all of us in harm's way. And when I'm saying us, I'm including myself too, because I'm over here right now, not saying that I'm depending on him to keep me safe, or you know what I'm saying?
But he's in office. You're not saying that, but you're saying he's in office.
And I know that my safety comes from the Most High. I don't want nobody to misconstrue what it is that I'm saying here. Okay, right. I'm not depending on him. I don't think that my livelihood or my life or anything like that is in the hands of Donald J. Trump. But what I'm saying is that I'm on this soil over here. Then when the missiles start flying,
man,
they flying over my head just as much as they flying over everybody else's head.
Right.
And like you said earlier, Ike, that he is making this real easy for people who don't want to be interested in this thing.
Yeah.
To be interested in this thing.
Yeah. People that don't normally pay attention to stuff like this, after that Oval Office debacle, you got people glued in. People that don't do politics is like, oh shoot, what was that? That ain't never happened. Now with that happening, now if you would have read this BBC article before that we got on the screen, you might not have like, oh, that's just China talking. Now you like, oh shoot. Now when Justin Trudeau said what he said, now it's like, oh shoot. Old girl down in Mexico said, if you don't, we taking this to court. If you don't change the Gulf of America back to the Gulf of Mexico, like you said, it's war on all fronts. Fires. You got so many fires out all over the place. Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to see, but not sent this to me.
Yeah.
And I just sent it to you as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who it is actually from, but
that's from DJ T.
Oh, that's Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's Donald Trump saying that.
I had to, man, y'all listen to this.
Yeah, please read that. See, this is exactly what we was just saying. Just saying.
Y'all listen to this. I wished I could put this on an image, man. Oh.
Let me see if I can send this. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
Just give us a second so we can figure out how we can get this. I could probably email it to myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, then cool. Yeah, we're going to pull this up, but we need y'all to see this. I was looking at it in a small frame and I couldn't tell who it was from. Thank you, but not. Thank you, but not for this. Man, this is exactly what we talking about right now, man. While he looking for that, y'all know I got to go to this Matthew 24. Because we is in it.
We in it, bro.
We's in it, y'all.
We's in it. This is crazy.
We's in it. Matthew 24.
Oh, come on.
Man, we went over a little bit tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but it's all good.
Matthew 24, starting at verse 4, it says, and Yeshua answered and said to them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying that I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's the point that I was trying to make a while ago, is that these signs that we're hearing, we kind of want to hear these signs because it's letting you know that we are getting close to the return of the Messiah, man. He said the end is not yet. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. And all these are the beginnings, he says. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Hey, birth pains, people. Birth pains. My brother got that pulled up, and this is what it says. It says, Shalom Hamas. Means hello and goodbye. This is how this brother talks, man.
Trump this, y'all.
Trump wild with it. He said, you can choose release all of the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all the dead bodies of the people you murdered you murdered, or it's over for you. Only sick and twisted people keep bodies, and you are sick and twisted. I'm sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say. I have just met with your former hostages whose lives you have destroyed. This is your last warning. For the leadership, now is the time to leave Gaza while you still have a chance. Also, to the people of Gaza, a beautiful future awaits, but not if you hold hostages. If you do, you are dead. Make a smart decision. Release the hostages now, or there will be hell to pay later.
Yo, y'all, no cabinet member wrote that. He wrote that himself.
Donald Trump wrote that.
He wrote
exactly.
That. He wrote that
that
himself, y'all.
Yeah.
He said means hello and goodbye, boy.
Yeah. And did you see why it was hard for me on that analogy of what he talked to Netanyahu like that? You heard what he said? He giving Israel everything that they need to get the job done. That's exactly what Biden was doing. If there is anything that they agreed on, and it's because they have to give Israel everything.
That's okay. So we're aligned on that. He won't press Netanyahu because he can't.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we're gonna have to get out of here. We 2:10 in, man. I think this show could have ran a little bit longer.
Yeah, we could be here another whole hour and a half, man. Ain't no way we could have had any music breaks.
Nah, not tonight.
No way, bro. But yeah, this is
not tonight. We may be going on a break. It was just brought to my attention that that we might be nearing break time, and I believe that it was supposed to have been this week. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to look into it. I will be giving them be dropping a message that if this is break time, it'll be 2 weeks if we do. What was I about to say? Hey, real talk though, if we do go on break with the way stuff is happening, I will break to come and bring some breaking news. The only thing that I ask that if you guys that are with us every week, that if I do it, please support the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, because we don't do this stuff, you know what I'm saying, to hear ourselves talk. We do this to bring out information that is needed. This is why we do it, man. And so, you know, if you see us come on, or me come on, or even Ayo come on, and this Truth Be Told Flex podcast is something that needs to be talked about. Yeah. So, and the way things are happening right now, that may be the case. But with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say shalom.
Shalom. See y'all Friday,
peace.
8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Where is it at? Where?
There you go.